Hey guys, it's Josh here again, and in the previous video I promised that I would tell you the 5 common mistakes that people make when starting out selling in e-commerce, but that's not all. Later, I'll be offering a free 30-minute evaluation of your company, and if you're not already selling online, that's okay too, we've got you covered. Sound good? Okay, well back to our discussion. The first mistake that we see new clients making is quality control. You can send in thousands of units to Amazon and then let's say half of those are bad. That can get you banned, suspended. That can really cost you a lot of money in returns, and most importantly, it really makes for a bad customer experience.
Just from our experience, sometimes I think people maybe think, if you're buying off price, maybe the quality control is more important than if they're doing something like private label or from, true wholesale accounts where you're, getting, quote, thousands of factory fresh items, there's always the risk of defects. And really now more than ever, you risk getting an inauthentic claim.
Yeah, and we've seen people send in hundreds or thousands of items without quality controlling.
Sure.
Then we get the call that, hey, my account's suspended, and that's just something that you really want to avoid.
Well, especially if the majority of your business is on Amazon.
Exactly.
If you don't have your own website, or if you're not an omni-channel seller that utilizes other things like eBay or things like that, it's all the more important to protect your Amazon account and not get those kinds of claims. Even if you're buying stuff online, like the online and retail arbitrage, there's always a risk that there might be just a fluke in there, or someone puts a return back into inventory. You might get that shoe, it might be the wrong size or the wrong style. Quality control can start with your sources and your products, but ultimately it ends up in the warehouse, with who you hire and your processes.
Absolutely.
The product could be flawless, but if you're sending into FBA and you're putting the wrong labels on something, that customer's going to get the wrong product. And in my opinion, that's almost as bad as getting a defective product.
So the second common mistake that we see is new sellers not utilizing FBA or fulfillment by Amazon. Amazon will reward you with a higher volume of sales and a higher exposure when you're actually utilizing that. And it's a very neat model because Amazon does all the heavy lifting for us when we do that.
I think a lot of small businesses think, it's beneficial to do merchant fulfilled. I personally disagree. You're always talking about keeping your margins high, your overhead low. And when your business starts to scale, it's just unrealistic to be able to fulfill all your orders in-house. Certainly if you're doing it right,
and
you're going to have too many orders.
And the neat thing is Amazon's taking care of the customer service, the returns, and it's just very neat to have that all on one screen. It's almost like a video game. It's really neat. Once we do the hard work of sourcing the products and quality controlling those, Amazon takes it from there, and I think that's really neat.
Not only will you be rewarded with a higher volume of sales, but you can actually charge more than your competitors.
Yeah, Amazon really favors third-party sellers that are utilizing FBA versus those that are merchant fulfilled. Third mistake that we see is lack of wholesalers or lack of products. A lot of times we see people run into situations where they're not purchasing the right goods, but more importantly, they don't have those sources, then they really don't have anything.
Another issue that we have that I think we're going to touch on in a minute is sourcing the wrong goods. And that's really different from the wrong suppliers, especially when you get away from, like buying directly from the manufacturer on goods and you get to, like off-price wholesalers, things like that. You really run the risk of them being out of a certain product, or maybe their service, customer service isn't up to par. The pricing just might not be right for the market and the product. So you really need to have, a big set of suppliers that you can reach out to.
And I think it helps to have the guidance of which suppliers to pick and which not, and who not to. And that's one of the things that we offer. I mean, we have thousands and thousands of suppliers, but we have the experience and the knowledge to know which ones to pick and which ones not to pick.
By really expanding that pool of where you can source your products, it opens you up for higher margins that you always talk about and being more competitive on Amazon and other marketplaces.
Exactly. So the next mistake that we see a lot is lack of capital. A lot of people don't realize you can leverage credit cards and places like Kabbage to get cheap money and to get money that'll help your business grow. There's also options such as investors, private investors, friends and family. There's just a whole lot of different sources out there that you can actually raise capital that will fund your business. So the last mistake that we see people make is buying the wrong goods, choosing the wrong sources, buying low margin, low volume items that can really get you in trouble.
Like Nike, for instance. It's a big name, everyone knows about them. Just because you buy a Nike shoe doesn't mean it's going to move.
Right.
And even if you buy a shoe with a killer, BSR, a great rank, that doesn't mean you're going to have any kind of margin on it.
Yeah.
So you really need to be careful when you're sourcing your products, and we use all kinds of software for that.
We've got thousands of suppliers, we've got thousands of sources where we can get these goods, but just because we have access to millions and millions of dollars worth of goods doesn't mean we want to buy all of that. I think that's one of the biggest challenges I've seen a lot of our clients face is what do I buy, how do I buy it, how much do I buy?
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
You see something with a killer rank and a killer margin, you don't want to buy too deep on it.
Right.
Because someone could come on and tank the market with their inventory, then you're left holding the bag.
Exactly. So it's very easy to make these mistakes. A lot of times when clients are making these mistakes, they don't even realize that they're making them. So if you want to achieve your e-commerce goals faster by saving a lot of money and a lot of time, let me coach you. We can help you avoid these 5 common mistakes very easily.
We offer so many services, from basic tutorial stuff for the smallest sellers just starting out, all the way up to some real complex problems that some of our multi-million-dollar clients have faced.
We've really built out a bulletproof system. I don't think there's anything that we can't cover. We've built out a very strong network of individuals that can help us.
Absolutely.
Just the one-on-one coaching alone, we've had clients say, is just invaluable. And something else that is a big thing is the many different softwares we use.
Absolutely.
I mean, we could go on and on about those.
Sure.
And some are
inventory management.
Yeah.
Thanks for sourcing.
Right. So if you want to achieve your e-commerce goals faster without wasting money and wasting a lot of time, then let me coach you. I can help you avoid these 5 common mistakes. We offer many different things and have a very big value proposition for our product. So are you ready for that free 30-minute evaluation? We definitely are. Click the link below to schedule your appointment now. We really look forward to working with you. We're very passionate about e-commerce, and I really think we can help you.